A political party seeking to nominate candidates for election under this act shall hold primaries. That's what that clause reads. Shall hold primaries for aspirants to all elective positions. So that establishes that primaries will be held. That's that clause. And then it goes on in carried. Sub 2, the procedure for the nomination of candidates by political parties for the various elective positions shall be, and this is the original thing that came to the House, shall be by direct or indirect primaries. Leader of the House, so that I don't take your job, can you revert us back to primary? I believe those other errors are being looked into. 4A. What does it say? Read it to us. Read it.
Chairman, I read. A political party that adopts the system of indirect primaries for the choice of its candidate shall adopt the procedure outlined below. A. In the case of nomination to the position of presidential candidate, a political party shall hold special conventions in each of the 36 states of the Federation and FCT. Then, that is for direct. Where delegates shall vote for each of the aspirants at designated centers in each state capital on specified dates. Mr. Chairman, if you go further, the National Convention shall be held for the ratification. So you don't elect at the National Conventions. The election of the presidential candidates will remain at the various state levels. That is what this English says, sir. And it is not the way the primaries have been held. This is not the intent of the Electoral Act that has been passed, that was referred back to us to consider the inclusion, to give Nigerians the option of direct or indirect. This thing negates the principles of what we have always done here. And it is my suspicion, Mr. Chairman, that it is intended for this Electoral Act not to be signed. These are all obstacles that have been put on the way of Nigerians to actually determine who governs them so that they can provide effective leadership. Mr. Chairman, we have to take all these clauses one after the other and allow members to make inputs.
Thank you very much.
Chairman.
As a seasoned legislator, I find to the observations made by Mr. President. We have a near-perfect document. It may not be perfect, but we have a near-perfect document. Thank you. We adjourn to plenary. Report And the Committee of Whole on the reconsideration of the Electoral Act Amendment has been adopted by the House, but for emphasis' sake, I need to state categorically that what was adopted, what was considered and adopted by the House was only one clause, and that was clause 84(2). And that was the clause to do with direct and indirect primaries. No other clause in the Electoral Act amendment was considered or adopted. So, the Electoral Act amendment that was sent ab initio initially to Mr. President remains as it is. The only change is 84(2), wherein we have now included, in addition, indirect primaries, which was what was originally brought to us by the Electoral Committee.